And welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be ranking all of the non-benders in Avatar: Last Airbender and the Legend of Korra. This is going to be the longest list I've made so far, and it's also the last in this series, so if you really like this series, please leave this one a like and watch all the other videos in the series. Also, if you'd like me to rank other things in Avatar, please just give me some suggestions. As always, to be included on this list, the character must meet a few criteria. Number 1, they can't be or have been a bender. This one might seem kind of obvious, but it excludes characters like Ozai who had their bending taken away. Number 2, they must have been in a situation where they could have utilized combat. I know this is kind of a weird definition, but it excludes a lot of characters like Gran and Lo and Lee and characters who are just obviously not combatants and would be like at the very bottom of this list. But it still includes characters who could have shown a skill in combat. Number 3, there must be enough information for me to deduce that they're a non-bender. That means if we don't have enough information to know if somebody's a non-bender or a bender, then I can't rank them. And number 4, they must be named or play a significant role in the plot. These will also all be characters originating from the animated shows. Number 57, the cabbage merchant. His cabbage stand gets destroyed over and over and never thinks to hire security or try something different. At this point, it's his own fault that his cabbages keep getting destroyed. Number 56, Tong. This mayor of Chin Village abused his power to convict people without due process. He was such a coward he betrayed every principle he had as soon as he needed the Avatar to help him. Number 55 is King Kue. This dude was an awful leader. He lived in blissful ignorance his whole life and never thought it was suspicious that he never left the inner ring. Still, his intentions were pure. Number 54 is Queen Hao Ting. She literally just stands there and suffocates and doesn't even attempt to flee or anything. Number 53 is Doc/Zhu/Bushi. I'm pretty sure this man was suffering from some sort of dissociative personality disorder. What else is going to happen when you eat nothing but polluted fish and live under constant threat of the Fire Nation? Number 52 is Buttercup Raiko. Buttercup existed just to be kidnapped. She's so irrelevant, even the comics cut her out of the president's re-election storyline. Number 51 is Mr. Chung, the businessman who is being extorted by the Triple Threat Triad. Number 50 is Judge Hoda. This corrupt judge was easily threatened by Korra. Number 49 is Raiko, the first president of the United Republic after the dissolution of the United Republic Council. He was defenseless against the men Varrick hired to kidnap him. Number 48, Chan, the Ember Island teen whose party Azula crashed. He did nothing to stop the group from destroying his house. Number 47, Ranjan. This dude was basically defenseless against Zuko. Number 46, Han. Yue's fiance, he completely embarrassed himself against Commander Zhao. Number 45, Council Page. He hid while Korra was bloodbent by Tarlok. This did save his life and allowed him to inform Tenzin and the others about what happened to him, so he was useful. Number 44 is the Warden of the Boiling Rock. He was kidnapped pretty easily, but was willing to sacrifice himself to keep the prisoners from escaping. Number 43, Chong. This was the leader of the group of nomads that Avatar Aang encountered on his way through the Cave of Two Lovers. He and his group were helpless and dopey, but they were useful in controlling the badger moles. Number 42 is Lee. This was the Earth Kingdom kid that Zuko came across in Zuko Alone. He stood up to a couple of Earth Kingdom soldiers with a knife that Zuko had gave him, but he was captured. Number 41 is Gomu. This was the homeless man Korra encountered. He was quick enough to evade the police and proved to be useful later in the season. Number 40 is Eric. His one task was not letting Korra and Asami escape, and he completely failed. Still, he helped Korra and Asami later in the episode. Number 39 is the Ba Sing Se airship captain. He was defenseless against Korra but helped her escape the desert. Number 38 is Batar Jr. He was pretty much defenseless in a straight fight, but he was a skilled engineer, assisting his father's designs of Zaofu and replicating Varrick's work creating the giant mecha. Number 37 is Kaya. She wasn't a combatant and died pretty quickly to Yonrab, but her quick thinking saved her daughter's life. Number 36 is the Mechanist, a proficient engineer who was made a refugee and fled to the Northern Air Temple. He was responsible for inventing various influential things like airships and the drill. Number 35, Lu and Gong. These two were detectives in the Republic City police force. They were completely incompetent and demoted after they failed to protect President Raiko. Their position is the only reason they're this high. Number 34 is Oyaji. This was the governor of Kyoshi Island during Aang's time. He helped his people defend against the Fire Nation and stay out of the war. Number 33 is Prince Wu. This might be a controversially high placement, but Prince Wu managed to evacuate Republic City by singing to the badger moles. Honestly, probably the most useful Earth Kingdom monarch. Number 34 is the Duke, the youngest and the smallest of the freedom fighters. He showed some skill in fighting, but he needed Pipsqueak to protect him. Number 31 is Tycho. This was the mugger in the Earth Kingdom. He was so unintimidating, Ira had to teach him a proper stance. Number 30 is Teo. He wasn't able to walk, but he was a proficient flyer thanks to the paraglider created by his father. He used the skill to drop bombs on Fire Nation soldiers. Number 29 is Zhu Li Moon. People might be tempted to put Zhu Li ahead of Varrick, and she seemed more proficient proficient in piloting mechs and other rudimentary skills. But I'd argue most of those things weren't possible without the mastermind of Varric. However, her double crossing in Book 4 altered the course of history, and she was later elected the president of the United Republic in the comics. Number 28 is Icknic Blackstone Varric. A genius inventor and businessman, Varric wasn't a combatant, but could expertly strategize his way out of a sticky situation, as we see occur multiple times in Legend of Korra. Number 27 is Lin Yi. This was the leader of a tribe within the Earth Kingdom. He allowed Zhang to live alongside his people, but fled as soon as the Fire Nation found them. Number 26 is the Zhang leader. The Zhang leader fought the Ganjin leader, and it seemed like an even match before the Avatar broke it up. They both seemed like skilled combatants, at least more so than that stupid canyon guide. Number 25 is the Ganjin leader. I give the edge to the Ganjin because he looked older, but still was a capable swordsman. Number 24 is Smellerby. I had a hard time placing her. She seems to have respect among the freedom fighters, but we don't actually see her do anything remarkable in terms of combat. Still, it seems she was proficient at knives. Number 23 is Fought. Don't laugh. This is Piandao's servant who was skilled enough to spar with Sokka. Number 22 is Pipsqueak. This dude was huge and carried around a piece of lumber as a weapon. That was threatening enough to deserve this spot. Number 21 is Hiroshi Sato. Hiroshi created mechas, biplanes, and all of the equalist weapons. He was clearly proficient in all of these inventions despite not being a combatant. He bravely sacrificed himself by creating an opening in Kuvir's giant mech, redeeming himself in the eyes of Asami. If I could rank him solely on his inventions, he'd probably be at number 1. Number 20 is Pirate Barker O. This guy was deceptively skilled, jumping around and utilizing smoke bombs. His scream is pretty hilarious. Still, he gets wiped by Team Avatar. Number 19 is Kachi. Honestly, the rough rhinos suck. This dude was the worst of them. He used his Gundao to destroy a statue of Chin. How threatening. Honestly, they're only this high for having destroyed multiple Earth Kingdom villages like Jet's village. Number 19, Ogadai. He was a rough rhino. His preferred weapon was the bolas. He was bested by Zuko pretty easily. Number 19 is Vashir. This rough rhino was a disgraced Yuyan archer. He was at least a proficient bowman. Number 16, Bato. Hakoda's friend and close ally. He wasn't shown in combat much, but he helped Aang evade the Fire Nation. Number 15, Longshot. I put him above the rough rhino archer because his skills are much more evident. Number 14, Ye Lu. I put him as the best non-bending rough rhino because his explosives were actually somewhat threatening. Number 13, the pirate captain. The leader of the pirates who stole the waterbending scroll. This man took on Zuko with a sword. Probably the first proficient swordsman we see in the series. Number 12 is Gombo. This was the leader of the motorcycle gang that attacked Korra and Asami. They successfully defended themselves against him, but still he went toe-to-toe with the Avatar. Number 11 is Che. This was the former Fire Nation captain and the second person to defect from the Fire Nation military after Zhang. He was an expert in explosives. Number 10 is Jet. Leader of the freedom fighters, he was capable of lasting in a fight with multiple benders. He was quite observant, being the only person to notice Iroh's firebending and bossing Sei. His swordsmanship was good, but it seemed like it was held back by his temperament. Number 9 is Hakoda, a chieftain of the Southern Water Tribe. He was the father of Katara and Sokka. He was capable of defending himself against firebenders and was a brilliant military strategist. Number 8 is June. She skillfully trained her Shurshu Nyla to track down people as a mercenary. Her chosen weapon was a whip and she was deceptively strong. Number 7 is the lieutenant. Amon's second in command. He used his electrified batons to great effect. He was a big threat even against multiple skilled benders. Number 6 is Mei. Mei used her skills with knives and stilettos to incapacitate her foes with pinpoint accuracy. She was also very agile. Number 5 is Suki. Leader of the Kyoshi warriors, she was vital in breaking out of prison and defeating the Fire Nation fleet. An incredible acrobat and proficient in Kyoshi's signature weapon, the War Fan. She places higher than Mei due to her athleticism. Number 4 is Piandao. Best swordsman in the series, he bested Sokka even after being blinded. Piandao was a member of the White Lotus and was respected alongside some of the greatest bending masters. Number 3 is Sokka. Despite being surrounded by powerful benders, he held his own through sheer cunning. He was a skilled swordsman and frequently utilized his trusty boomerang to great effect. Aside from combat, he proved himself as an inventor, helping the mechanists develop various creations. Number 2 is Asami Sato. This might be controversial, but she was trained in martial arts since she was a child, and I give her the edge based on the technology that she had available. She was skilled in the use of the electrified glove, which allowed her to go toe-to-toe with most benders. She was also an inventor and a keen businesswoman. Number 1 is Ty Lee. We see how powerful chi blocking becomes in The Legend of Korra. Ty Lee was probably the only non-bender who could take out multiple bending opponents with ease. If you guys disagreed with anything on this list, or if I missed any characters, or if you have any suggestions, please leave a comment below. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And check out some of my other videos about Avatar: The Last Airbender.